Welcome everyone. Thank you for being with us in tonight's observance of the gentle art of poetry. This evening's program combines the talents of members of Oxford Writing Circle and the Backroom Poets. First, I'd like to thank Dennis Harrison of Albion Beatnik for hosting us as he so brilliantly does. We poets owe him a great piece of gratitude. We're going to begin the evening with a selection of poems from The Breath of the Dragon by Antonella Delmestri, translated from Italian into English by Anne Lloyd Williams. And Anjali Shah, Sarah Milne Das, and Chris Seavright will present poems from the 4 sections of Antonella's book. I'd now like to introduce Antonella Delmestri, who is sitting here. She is the author of the original Italian poems in The Breath of the Dragon. Antonella was born in Trieste, Italy, where she began her education in classical studies before switching to computer science. Holder of a PhD in Information and Communication Technologies, she is author or co-author of a number of scientific papers. In 2004, her first collection of Italian poems, Stanze dove non eri stato mai, was shortlisted in a competition for poetry collections and was offered publication by Hibiscus. In 2016, her second collection, Il Respiro Del Drago, including an English translation by Anne Lloyd Williams, was published by Battello Stampatore. This evening's readings of Antonella's poems will be from this second collection, whose English title is The Breath of the Dragon. Antonella has also published an Italian short story and has won various literary awards for individual poems. Since 2006, she has lived in the UK and works at the University of Oxford in medical research. Antonella also collaborates with Journeys in Translation. She translates English language poems from Overland Oversea. The project aims to encourage reading, reflection, and discussion about current and historical journeys taken by people seeking refuge. We'll proceed now to readings from The Breath of the Dragon. This selection of poems explores human emotions with a high degree of awareness in 4 sections based on sequential stages of fire: sparks, flames, embers, and smoke, as in a process of completion. I'll now introduce Sparks to be read by our translator, Anne Lloyd Williams. After studying French and Italian, Anne has worked for nonprofit organizations, particularly on development and relief in Africa. Anne is passionate about poetry and ginger cats. Anne?
Thank you, David. So I'm reading a selection from the first of the 4 sections of this wonderful poetry book, Sparks. And the introduction briefly says that this section consists of ironic poems about relationships. Some poems use well-known fairy tales to illuminate and make fun of human experience. Let's hope that The first is entitled Feelings. Some feelings are born perfect, chocolate box feelings, like confetti. Some feelings are treated like objects, to be bought and sold, and there are many of those. Other feelings are constrained, overprotected, closed up into chests. Many feelings are undeclared, hidden, unintended. Then there are damned feelings, found only under the sheets, driving you into the dark. And just for this poem, because it was one I found particularly difficult to translate the kind of capture, you'll see what I mean, the kind of match the sounds that Antonella so successfully put in the original. I thought I'd risk reading the original in my Italian. Bear with me, those of you who are native speakers. Affetti. Ci sono affetti che nascono perfetti. Sono affetti da cofanetti, coi confetti. Certi affetti sono trattati come oggetti. Sono affetti venduti, comprati, e son parecchi. Altri affetti sono costretti. Sono affetti assai protetti, rinchiusi nei cassetti. Molti affetti non son detti, sono affetti nascosti, indiretti. Ci sono poi affetti maledetti, che vivono solo dentro ai letti e che ti riducono nei ghetti. An old oil lamp. An old oil lamp revealed itself in a dark cellar while I was anxiously searching for something. From that day on command, a gorgeous woman with long hair and rounded hips grants my every wish. So I don't know if the wonderful man she made me meet has been bewitched or truly attracted to me. And I remain with the doubt that nags me as I look at him. But I neither can nor want to know more. Heart. I gave you my heart on a silver platter. You looked at it, tasted it, savoured it, then, smiling, returned it to the kitchen. My still beating heart, partly gnawed, confused and dismayed, was consumed by the pain of such rejection. It longed to die, but did not have the strength. Tried to disappear, but did not find any refuge. Then decided to offer itself for new recipes and future tastings. Conscious and unconscious. Conscious and unconscious like a game of dice. One plays the bully by day, but the other laughs at night. Any more bids? Any more bids? There's a heart on auction, but it's expensive. Any more bids? There, the gentleman at the back with the blue hat. Any more bids? The target is high, but the item is precious. Perhaps this is why it has been hard to sell.
Our second section is Flames, and it will be read by Anjali Shah. Anjali has worked with Antonella in medical research. Her interest in poetry is a necessary diversion from scientific work. And as a former chemist, I know what she means. And Anjali, please.
Thank you, David. Yes, I'm reading from Flames, and the introduction says, in this section, reality sets in as we experience moments of intense encounters with a variety of fascinating characters. The first, bite into life again. Desire resurfaces, intense and powerful. Like a fire, it lights up your fine face, no longer silent, and shines and burns while you get ready to bite into life again. Encounter. And words became music, and music words. Then, when smells turned into perfumes, thought became music, and music thought. And then, when skin turned into clothing, it was silence that became music, and music silence. For only 4 pieces of silver. I gambled my soul on a windy day, and I lost it for only 4 pieces of silver and an impudent smile. I left it in the hands of a smoke and mirrors merchant who took it on his endless journey, showing it off like a trophy. I found my soul again on sale in a flower market, and I exchanged it for a rose and my dream of love. A kind man had to take me to hell, but he held my hand and looked into my eyes. He bore me up when I was falling, made me cling to his body while I spiraled on a crazy merry-go-round, and I was not afraid. You kissed me. You kissed me. Sudden, soft, strong. And there were only our lips, new and curious, caressing one another, surprised. Up to your cave of skins. I climbed up to your cave of skins, man of the forest. I climbed up there so that your warmth would melt my ice, and desire would overcome fear. There I found you more human than mankind. As attentive and embracing, you warmed my heart. And there I found you lonelier than solitude, as your body into mine sought escape from suffering. Thank you.
Our third section is Embers. It will be read by Sarah Milne Doss. Sarah has been a tutor, a marketer, and a manager, but also is one of the brilliant members of Oxford Writing Circle. I am one of her many admirers of her dazzling writing talent. And she will read for us now from the section Embers.
So, yes, I'm reading a selection from the Embers section of Antonella's book. This section examines difficulties in a relationship, not necessarily a romantic relationship, with a self-centered, self-absorbed character. I talk to you. I talk to you and you don't listen. I talk to you and you don't understand. I talk to you and you don't reply. I talk to you, but it's just a voice, a noise, the sound of time. You sting me. You sting me. Like a scorpion dripping with poison. Like the needle of a freshly filled syringe. You sting me as if you had the right, as if that was your target. And the space is full. You come, inundate, saturate and confuse, and the space is full, and there is only you. The Colossus of Rhodes. It is crumbling, the Colossus of Rhodes, which rose majestically up from the sea, inspired respect and fear, bridged with powerful limbs incredibly distant lands. The majestic and handsome body of Helios collapses heavily with no return, and it is only noise and dismay, destruction and ruin. So as not to hate you. So as not to hate you, I looked for new roots of love, and I found myself, then you, and many others. So as not to hate you, I ventured where I didn't believe I could, and hoping to draw you along, I left many signs on the way. And now, so as not to hate you, I have stopped inventing new worlds. I watch you from a distance as you go home.
Thank you, Sarah. Our fourth and last section is Smoke, that will be read by Chris Seavright. Chris is head of economics at an independent school, but I know him as founder and artistic director of Almost Random Theatre. His productions have been performed in London, Oxford, Poland, and the Czech Republic. He writes books, plays, and poems in whatever spare time he can find. And the basic subject matter of this fourth section is these poems capture moments of personal awareness in which the crucial relationship is with one's inner self. Chris.
The voice of words. Desire was my father, and fear my mother. How could I help granting you form and face? How could I help letting you out to be seen? How could I help giving you voice, the voice of words? Dreams in the box. Dreams escape from the box, and as the wind rises, dance together in a frenzy. I hold firmly onto the chair with both hands, but my grip slowly loosens. The breath of the dragon. The breath of the dragon. I felt again the breath of the dragon, first on the neck and then down along the spine. A few gusts of fire, some beats of the tail, and I am his slave again. And while I'm lost in the missing air, he wraps me into his coils and takes away the light. Steel, please come in. That's the line of the poem I'm reading later. Please come in, you are welcome amongst. Please come in, you are welcome. Settle in. You're reading next. A steel thread. A thin steel thread seems to lead me by the neck, stopping me, persistent, blocking my advance. I pull and tire and, exhausted, look for a route where this thread cannot reach. Beyond, ahead, the ocean to be crossed, behind, the void from which to detach. Barefoot and frozen, I search for the courage to dive in. Beyond lies the unknown, terrifying and tempting. Thank you.